All right, guys, welcome back to the Tribe News Channel and podcast. And I'm so excited to have you guys back. The core people that are listening to this are the people that are hustling, and I'm so proud of your guys' efforts. So without any further ado, I want to go straight into the numbers on the KPIs. And I want to make sure that we're clear on the KPIs, okay? So for the people in the top KPIs, I want to start with Novello Roland, who's out in Hawaii right now. I'm going to give a little shout out to him. For the most contacts, personal contacts, it was 150. So shout out to him. Best part about what we're seeing with him is he is in mass momentum, and he just barely signed the papers to go into the Golden Door. He's in the Golden Door group, and we're excited and we're rooting him on. It's going to be really good. So 150 contacts. Good job, Velo. For the most M1s, personal, that was also Velo. Kind of surprising. Not rocket science here, that the person that had the most contacts also had the most M1s. And it also goes into M2s, but M1s, he had 12. So that means 1 out of 10 almost was converting. So great job, Velo. Now with M2s, this is a second meeting. M2s are about expectations and compensation. So within that week, once again, there's the 72-hour rule, which means within 3 days maximum, you're getting into your next meeting. You should never be longer than 3 days. But within last week, he got 4 people to M2s, and we're rolling through that. Even today, we have some people signing with him. Really excited about that. Great job, Velo. Now, for the people within the Dream 10 that had the most individual signs this week, we both had Eric and Ian tied at 1. I'm excited for those numbers to go up. We have a lot of work to do. Let's get those numbers up, guys. But also great job to those 2 for getting 1 personal sign this week. Okay. Now with number of people onboarded in their org, Eric Conche is with 1. Now I want to go over that. Onboarding is the process of getting all of your information in the system that the ISP or that Hawks has, so that you're payroll ready, that you're ISP ready, all of that stuff. But then door-to-door ready or door ready is the process of being completely ready to knock a door. It's almost like you already know that the summer is happening and everything that is happening before you even get there. You know the ISP, you know what your packing list is, you know what your itinerary is, you know the branch manager, you know the chain of command, who to contact for what. You've already got your login to the CRM. You've already been onboarded. You already know your team. You've done the team trainings. You know the 10 core fundamental skills. You know all of the things. You've read the manual, your pitch memorized, you know your pricing, you know the competition's pricing, you know what your commission structure or your commission payout is going to be, you know your costs for your blitz. Everything should be set up and ready ahead of time. And you need to know those things. You should be completely planned for war. You should be bulletproofed. Once again, that's what door ready is. And so Eric, good job for getting somebody through all of that process. And also huge shout out to Brogan for doing that for this blitz that's coming up. He's leaving this weekend from Scottsdale LDP, and then he's making his way to his blitz out with GoNet in New York, and he did a full preparation. Proud of him. A little side announcement for everybody that's doing that. If you are planning on a blitz, once again, I'm in charge of the back end and getting everybody ready for their blitzes. And I'm trying to make a huge push on training guys like yourselves to be completely door ready. So once again, if you have a blitz that you're preparing for, let me go and do it and show how I prepare for my blitzes so that you guys can see exactly what that's like. So once again, that's me putting that out there. I'd like to do 3 to 5 of those this week. And if you need that, shoot me a text and I'll get that to you, my timeframes. Number of starts. Starts is number of people within your org or within your downline that got to hood. So we have a tie between Eric and Stephen Hardiman, and that was 5 and 5. Great job, Eric. Great job, Stephen. Now, first sales. First sale is how many of your people got to first sale. From last week that we had Ian with 2, we had 2 people out. Number of first recruits. This is how many of the people that you recruited or in your organization got their first recruit. Now, why do we track this? Well, it's because people who have a friend typically perform much better. So you want to have a friend that's out there. When I was in my mission, there was 3 things that they would say for new members. They say to help somebody retain or to help somebody stay in the gospel, there's 3 things. They had to be nurtured by the good word of God, they had to have a friend, and they had to have a calling. And the same thing applies for really anything. People have to have a friend, they have to have a purpose and a mission, know exactly what their role is, and then they have to be nurtured, meaning they have to be getting fed, and their confidence has to increase with their sales, their own ability, their habits, their belief sets. They have to be nurtured. And so anyways, as they do that, then they grow. And that's why we track first recruits, because it's a friend. Now, number of re-signs. We had Huntington Lissy in his org. He had 4 re-signs this week. Congratulations, Hun. Good job. And then as far as number of sales in an org or in a group of people, we had Alan Braumiller, and I'm really proud of Alan. He had 47 this week. I'm really proud of him because he was out there in the Carolinas with Brightspeed, and you know what? He was going through a hard time, and he still pushed through, and I'm really proud of him. He still led from the front, had just over 20 sales that week, even though it was kind of a hard week, especially when he was managing everything. He made the pivot he needed to. He went with GoNet up north, and I'm really proud of him. So great job, Ian. Now, those are the top results, the top KPIs, right? We have the 10, with the 11th being sales. So good job to everybody that's on that list. Now, I do want to share something with you guys. I want to share the story of, some of you guys may have heard the story of Sully. Sully is an airline pilot. There's a movie about him. And I want to share this. I shared this with one person this morning. But long story short is he was an airline pilot, and there was a problem with the plane. And when they took off, they ended up having like a really hard crash, and they crashed, like, I think it was on land somewhere. And I actually haven't seen this movie. I just kind of know the premise and have kind of spark noticed it. But what happened was they crashed, and it was a really bad crash. I think people died, and you know, there's this crazy lawsuit, and they went to court and all this stuff. And they looked at this pilot and they said, hey, you're at fault because of these million reasons. And they ran a simulation, and in the simulation there was still 30 seconds to spare, and that's how they proved this point that he was at fault for all these things. Well, what happened was he went back, and he later told them, he said, hey, what you didn't equate for is human error. And they went and they ran the simulation. They planned for the chaos that would happen. They treated it as if it was a human, the time to make decisions. They planned for everything that it would take a human to do, not just a robot in a simulation, but like a human. Like, okay, what's the human behavioral issues that we'll run into? They reran it, and it was impossible for the simulation to be completed. So it pretty much guaranteed that no matter what, anybody in his circumstance would have failed as a pilot in that circumstance. And it later saved him. And so the thing that I recommend to every single person is, if you want to win, you have to plan. And right now, plan for human error. Plan for everything that could go wrong will go wrong. Plan that if you're out hood and you're knocking, that you are knocking, that you are planning for all the problems to go, that you're going to be the second guy knocking that day. No matter how fresh the leads are, you know, and we try to make that as good as we possibly can. But when you're boots on the ground, if you expect that, then you guys will perform at a higher level. The last thing I want to say, guys, is these numbers where we had 47 in an org. Now, granted, that was only like a couple guys on a blitz, 47 within one group of people. I want to say this. I'm proud of Alan for what he did, and I'm excited for the direction we're going. But we are a sales organization. We are a sales organization, which means we are professionals at sales, which means we need to sell. And so my thing that I'm putting out to you guys is, everybody that's here and listening to this, is sell. Master that craft. If you're a leader, you lead. You lead from the front. And I'm doing a big call out to everybody that we need to be better at sales. So if you are not knocking the long hours, if you aren't planning and preparing like you need to, if you aren't recruiting and taking people to the process, like, we don't recruit to recruit, we recruit to sell. We recruit to perform, we recruit to make money and to grow and to master a skill set. And, you know, just like Matthew McConaughey says, it's not about the achievement itself, it's about actually how we did the achievement. Like, I want to be able to say that I learned how to to be a business owner, and I learned how to do it right. Like I taught people right sales skills. I learned how to sell right. I learned how to go through hard things. So my recommendation is for everybody here, let's pick up the pace. Speed fixes a lot of things. So let's run fast. Let's sell fast. Let's increase our velocity, our intensity. And I know we'll do a fantastic job. So guys, great job this week. Let's go and boost these numbers, and let's go into the end of 2025 on a freaking banger. But anyways, I think that's it for today. Love you guys.